It is a form of leadership magic that is carved into your soul. The battlefield is the most unforgiving, deadly, dangerous field of endeavor known to man. The process of military leadership that has evolved across centuries of warfare is the end product of a deadly Darwinian evolution. That is why U.S. military officers were chosen to lead the vast majority of our corporations in the post-World War II era. Today, former U.S. military officers still represent a disproportionate amount of corporate leadership positions, and officers leaving the U.S. military are heavily recruited for corporate leadership. And that is what Jimmy Blackmon teaches today in his executive leadership series, dynamic and engaging keynote presentations, and training seminars for business leaders worldwide. I graduated from Ranger School in 1979, and it was the single most powerful military experience in my career. I've authored many books, but I could never have written this book. Jimmy Blackmon has an amazing memory, while for me, much of Ranger School was a dull blur, and his later books combined to make his literary contributions greater than the sum of the parts. One of my favorite World War II authors is John Masters. His book, Bugles and a Tiger, gives great insight into a British Gurkha unit and British officer professional development pre-war. Then his Road Past Mandalay followed Masters' experience in a Gurkha unit during World War II. The impact of these two books is greater than the sum of the parts. It is truly a transcendent combination, a war story to the second power, giving a deep and profound insight into a soldier's life and the British military experience in World War II. And that is what Jimmy Blackmon has given us in his books. Read this book, and then read his other books, if you have not already done so. Read, experience, and understand the most brutal, effective, and powerful leadership school known to man. Well done, Ranger Blackmon. Rangers lead the way. Dave Grossman, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army, retired, author of On Killing, On Combat, On Spiritual Combat, On Killing Remotely, and Assassination Generation. Preface. The United States Army's Ranger School is one of the most arduous military schools in the world, if not the hardest. It is open to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines in the U.S. Armed Forces, as well as select allied military members. The course is high risk and completely voluntary. Aspiring Rangers must first make it through their locally run, rigorous screening courses before they can even be considered for the school itself. In other words, you can fail out of Ranger School before you even get there. Army Rangers are charged with handling some of the most complex and challenging problems our nation faces. So naturally, the training required to become a Ranger is rigorous, and only the most mentally and physically strong graduate the course. Rangers are among the nation's most elite soldiers, with a rich history that predates the Revolutionary War. Famously, Major Robert Rogers, a flawed yet tactically brilliant officer, used his company of Rangers to fight in the French and Indian War. Rogers wrote 19 standing orders and 28 rules of ranging. Still today, Rogers' standing orders are printed on the inside cover of the Ranger Handbook. They are as follows. 1. Don't forget nothing. 2. Have your musket clean as a whistle, hatchet scoured, 60 rounds powder and ball, and be ready to march at a minute's warning. 3. When you're on the march, act the way you would if you were sneaking up on a deer. See the enemy first. 4. Tell the truth about what you see and what you do. There's an army depending on us for correct information. You can lie all you please when you tell other folks about the Rangers, but don't never lie to a Ranger or an officer. 5. Don't never take a chance you don't have to. 6. When we're on the march, we march single file, far enough apart so one shot can't go through two men. 7. If we strike swamps or soft ground, we spread out abreast so it's hard to track us. 8. When we march, we keep moving till dark so as to give the enemy the least possible chance at us. 9. When we camp, half the party stays awake while the other half sleeps. 10. If we take prisoners, we keep them separate till we have time to examine them so they can't cook up a story between them. 11.